Hey everybody, it's Randy with Carchaeology, and I have behind me what I believe to be my birthday bug. I have been questing for many, many years to try to find a car that was actually built on my specific birthday. And it's been a bit of a challenge, but I've just brought this one home last night, and I think it might be the one. Now, it's a 1967 Volkswagen Beetle. Bought it from a lovely couple that owned it for many, many years. It was an emotional sale for them, but I promised them that I would give it the best possible home. And I'm going to start with that first day of ownership here today, working on the car and cleaning it up. I want to go over this whole thing, learn it inside and out. I want to take it for a spin. I'm going to try to polish it up. I've got some new wheels and some other assorted goodies to put on it, and I'm going to have a little fun making this little Beetle mine. So follow along and let's see the progress on the car today. Now, when I looked at this car, it was pouring rain, and it all looked super shiny. And as you can see, it is not super shiny here in person. But I'm going to do my best to see if I can bring that paint color back a little bit, get a little shine to it. It's definitely a little faded on the top. You can see that there, but with a rub, you can see a little shine happening. And I think we'll be able to get some life back into that paint. There are some areas where it's kind of frosted through a little bit. We'll see how those come out. Anyway, going to give it a little bit of spit and polish and replace a few parts and see what we can do. Now, one of the things I noticed with this particular car is that it does sit high in the front and it squats in the back. That's kind of a common thing on this era car. And being as this car has been repainted a non-original color, I don't feel like I need to stick to 100% original on this. And so I managed to score some nice custom wheels for it and some drop spindles, new brakes. I'm going to be putting these things on there. I'm not sure if I've got the right tires to go on there or not. I may just reuse what's on there for the moment, but I might have to go with a smaller tire in the front for clearance. We'll see how that goes. There's a few accessories that have been put on the car, like these little headlight splitter things. I'm not a big fan of those. I think I'm going to pull those off of there. It looks like it's got some nice H4 headlights underneath there, which are great. Interior wise, not sure exactly what I'm going to do at the moment. The seats were done in white. They're starting to age. They're cracking a little bit here. You can see a split in the back there. The door panel for the driver's side is gone. Carpet's still in decent shape, although I tend to prefer the original rubber mats. In any case, definitely some work to be done in here to make this the best that it can be, but a really good basis to start with. Now, I bought this car without even driving it, which I don't think I've ever done before. The owner did show up driving it. It was a runner, obviously, when it pulled up and it started up, sounded good. But I have not spent any time behind the wheel, so I'm going to do that today as well. But I'm looking forward to cleaning it up and seeing what I got. And then, as time goes on, we'll find out if it is indeed the birthday bug. Oh, and while I was out and I had my truck, I ended up bringing this home. So this is a Moto Guzzi Norge 1200. I've been wanting a motorcycle for quite a while. And this one popped up on Marketplace. It was an absolute bargain, and it happened to be a half a mile away from one of my destinations on yesterday's trip. So I'm going to pull that bad boy out of there. I'm going to wait for some help because that's a big, heavy machine. But finally, I can get two wheels back underneath my butt for those occasional beautiful days like this one. All right, I've got the tow bar unhitched, and I've popped the key in the ignition. Let's see if this bugger will fire on up and go for the very first drive. That's a good start. Love it. Do love this old shift knob that's on here. That's a cool little vintage piece. It'd be fun to kind of restore that. so far so good. Yeah, the full engine seems to pull real nice. Gears are good. We got a full tank of gas. The speedometer's working. No horn. Nope. Yeah. Steering is not bad. Brakes are feeling breaky. Wow. So far, I'm pretty pleased. Right on. Running sweet. Okay, a little before walk around. And I'll do the same at the end of the day. We'll see if we can get it shined up and looking a little cooler on its first day here at the lab. Now, one of the first things to go for me are those little headlight splitters. You got to pull the ring off around the headlight there, pop those off. Sebastian's working on swapping the front spindles for a lowered spindle. This will drop the suspension up front by about 2.5 inches or so. The rear drums we're going to swap out with some that are studded already for the aluminum wheels. So those are going to be a fairly easy swap. We've got the front end now back down on the ground with the new wheels installed. I think those are going to look fantastic. I love the color combination there, the anthracite centers there with that blue exterior. Definitely nice difference to the front end. Now getting the back end together. Sebastian, happy and helpful as always, made a lot of progress here today with this. Did a couple of initial passes with the buffer on it. Things are shining up beautifully. Replaced the tweeter pipes on the exhaust, polished up that bumper. Got the rear wheels on there, new running board trim mounted on the running boards. Little details like that go an awful long way. Reducing the ride height in the front and getting that wheel gap down there to a more realistic level is going to give the car a really nice, consistent, even look, great stance. Super happy with the way that this thing is coming out. So here it is outside the lab in the shade. You can see that the paint did shine up quite a bit. Those wheels and tires look fantastic on there. Chrome shined up well. Did a little work to the license plate and installed a new plate frame around the back. We've got some new taillight lenses coming in. Still need to do some additional buffing on the roof. You can see there is still some fade going on there, but I think with the proper compounds and a couple of passes, it'll really come out. But here's a walk around of the car when I first saw it, and you can see how scruffy it looks in these photos. Obviously a decent car underneath that, but those white wheels, the nose-high stance, everything just doesn't quite have the jump or the bump or the flash that I think it can. So little details go an awful long way, and this has been a fantastic day of work on what might just be my birthday 67. So I really felt like I unwrapped my present here today to see what's going on here, see what I've got, and what I've got is a beautiful little Beetle. A nice amount of effort, good transformation from start to finish today. I'm falling in love with this car every single time I look at it. Now it's shiny and pretty and sitting in my garage, and I can't wait to take it out and play with it. Now the front wheels with the lowered stance there, the 165 tires that I have mounted on there, I do need to swap those out. They are rubbing just a little bit, but that's something I can definitely take care of. So before and after, what do you think? A nice turnaround? I sure think so. Man, that's a sweet looking bug. Keep on digging them up and driving them. Bye-bye.